Hi guys, in this video I want to talk to you about reading books. Okay, so how you can read more, how many you should read, just kind of tell you how I read and give you some advice perhaps. So first of all, reading is labor. Okay, it's work. Okay, I mean sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not so hard, but reading is labor. Okay, it's um, it requires commitment. Requires effort. Okay, like it's your mind has to be active. It's not like watching a movie when you can just kind of chill, lean back with a popcorn and that's it. You don't have to do any. Reading is active. Okay, so there's this one myth that so many people believe. It's called speed reading. Okay, it does not exist. Okay, like some people believe that you can kind of do this. You have a book, it's done. Well, it's a myth. Okay, no one reads like that. Okay, I mean reading is slow. It's uh, sometimes tedious. There is no speed reading. Okay, no one can just look at a page and that's it. It goes inside your brain. It's just forget that BS. Okay, because it could be really discouraging for someone just getting into reading. Okay, so it does not exist. Yeah, definitely. So first I'd like to say, don't ever regret spending time on books. Okay, I mean I've read hundreds and hundreds of books and I don't regret reading any single book. I mean uh, it really will be worth it. It will pay off. It will give you that knowledge. Whatever it is you're looking for, it will be worth it. Even if a book is really big and you're like, damn, this book is so big. I don't know. It's gonna take me too much time. It's too long. Uh, don't think that. Okay. Just read and you won't regret it. Okay. So start that big fat book you have on your bookshelf which you haven't read. Just get started. Okay. What else? How much should you read? Okay, this one is kind of tricky, because it's good to read a lot, right? But all of us are busy. We have jobs. This and that. So, uh, if you read like let's say 200, your goal is to read 200 pages a day. Is it possible? Of course, it's possible, but how long will you be able to sustain that? I mean, how many days in a row would you be, keep that up for? Well, not long. Okay, I mean, sure, like on a Sunday, if you have a day off, you can just read all day, sure, but uh, it's not really realistic. And when it comes to reading, the key is consistency. Okay, you should read every single day. Like if you skip a day, that's bad. Okay, so uh, but at the same time, on the other hand, if you just read like 5 pages or 10 pages, well, it's not gonna add up fast. Okay, like I mean, you don't wanna spend a year on a book. You should just read book. Like shouldn't be too long. So I myself kind of came up with a magic number. I came up with it like I don't know, just back in high school. I For me it's 50 pages. Okay, it's really, I mean, a lot of times I read way more. I mean, a couple hundred. I can read in a day, but for the most part, like if I have read 500 pages, I kind of you know give myself thumbs up. I say to myself, good job. I have read, terrific. Okay, so 50 pages is sustainable. It's a lot and it's going to add up so fast. Like I mean, you look at a big fat book, this big, it's 500 pages. Well, guess what? If you read 50 pages a day, the book is going to be done in just less than 2 weeks. So uh, it's really really my personal sort of perfect amount, 50 pages a day. Should you read more than one book at the same time? I I'm honestly not so sure. Like I can't say yes or no because sometimes I have read a couple of books at the same time and I finished all of them. But other times, I had times when I start a book, then I start another one and I just don't finish all of them. So uh, I would probably say don't do it. Just be careful. Just stick with one book. Because what's going to happen is you might, read one book but not finish the other one. Okay, and it's really nice to finish a book. Okay, so uh, best to just read one book at a time. Okay, but go ahead if you feel confident. If you feel certain you will finish that book, then read more than one. Another, really important tip. It's kind of a cheat, you can say. And that is drink coffee or tea when you read. Just really, the caffeine kind of, stimulates your brain, and also it kind of becomes a ritual. It's like, okay, I'm sipping my drink, I'm reading. It kind of reinforces like subconsciously you will know, okay, now it's time to read. I gotta focus. Really helps. Just drink some stuff with caffeine and then read. Okay, really helps. um well, different genres. Okay, I mean, there is fiction, there is nonfiction. There is scientific literature. uh Pretty common sense stuff. I mean, to me, knowledge is knowledge. I don't really, break it down into different genres, but, generally speaking, sort of more challenging books, you should, I guess, read them slower at the beginning, especially, just kind of the first 50 or so pages, really, really, uh, take your time with them because, the speed should be, slightly different. I mean, if you just read a novel, of course, it's going to be faster. Um, do not be afraid to spend money on books, okay? Because I mean, I know, money is hard to make, and we have bills to pay. But if you buy a book and you finish it and you like it, you're not gonna regret it. It's just really worth your money to buy books. Uh, and the last piece of advice I'd like to give you is, do some research. Uh, make it interesting. Like, just do some simple research. Like, let's say, top 10, crime fiction books of all time. Uh, top 10 science fiction books of all time. Books you cannot put down. Just kind of, do some research. Make yourself interested. Like, instead of just going to a bookstore and just, randomly, just picking up random books. Just kind of, uh, you know, whet your appetite, as it were. Just get yourself a little bit interested. Uh, you know, do a bit of research. Really kind of um, makes you more motivated, to read. So yeah, and let me ask you, how do you find reading fun, rewarding, or do you hate it? Okay, that's the question I have for you.